Hello, my babies. Hope everybody's doing well today. I'm going to get right on into this, okay? Ah, Jesus. Help me, Lord. Use me. Have your way in me. I thank you in advance for this beautiful message. Let what you want to be said, be said. Let what you want us to hear be heard. Let what you want us to understand be understood. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay, guys. So today, the first card out is honor your contract. And we see him walking through the door. And it looks like he's about to go up some steps. So to me, right off the bat, first thing come to my mind is Joseph coming up out of that pit. That pit where they sentenced him to death indefinitely. Okay? Joseph was on death row. We just gonna put you down here, accused of something that he did not do. Yeah. Accused of raping, attempted rape, Potiphar's wife, and that was a lie. However, Potiphar didn't have enough backbone, and now that I'm thinking of that, it's like Potiphar's wife was Jezebel, and Potiphar was Ahab. You know, can't speak up for herself. Yes, dear. Whatever she say, yes, dear. So when she accused him, he didn't have enough guts to say, now you know that boy didn't do that. I've been working with him all this time, and he ain't never done nothing like that. Ain't never heard nobody else say no other complaints. But nevertheless, he sentenced him to prison indefinitely. Yeah, so if God had not called him out of there, that's where he would have died. However, God is saying on this card, honor the contract. Some lessons were written before you arrived. Facing them now completes the soul agreement. Some lessons were written before you even arrived. But facing them now completes the soul agreement. So you are completing a contract. A contract, you know, that was written and it was already planned for you to walk it out. A destiny already planned that you would be here. Be accused of whatever it was you were accused of. All of Joseph's life was already pre-written. Okay, before he even got here. But, you know, at the end of the day, it was his job, his calling to walk it out. Walk out destiny's victory. It was indeed the beginning and not the end. It was not death, but life, his perfect will and not sin. And though the enemy tried to distort the truth with lies, take my mind as a prize. Predestination says she'll live and not die. And so I won't die, but live. Said I won't die, but live. I shall not die, but live. I will not die, God live. Yeah. Yeah, that's what Joseph had to have, the mindset he had to have. I know he felt forgotten down there, you know, but he had to know. He knew God had gave him that dream, and he was holding on to it for dear life. He had a contract that he planned on honoring, and here was this opportunity. And once he had an understanding that these lessons I've had to learn were written before I even arrived. Okay? And now I'm ready to face them. What will be, will be. I'm ready to face him and complete this soul contract So clarifying that was Proverbs 22:7, which says, you are debt free from the powers that be. The poor are always ruled over by the rich. So don't borrow and put yourself under their power. Okay? So this is about being debt free from the powers that be, owing nobody nothing. And clarifying that is the devil and the Seven of Cups. Bondage. That debt, that karmic debt, written before you ever came, before you ever arrived. Addictions, codependency, avoidance patterns may be surfacing. Face them honestly. Face them honestly. And that's what he said. Facing them now completes the soul agreement. And then Seven of Cups says fantasy. You are faced with numerous choices, but some may be illusions, delusions, vain imaginations. So this is what you're breaking. That bondage, so that karmic debt, you're clearing it. You're paying the price, paying the cost so you could be the boss over your life. You're dealing with your demons, your devils, your illusions, those things that so easily beset you. Because it's in your bloodline. You got all these choices. Seven of Cups. Got to make sure you're not being, what's the word? Hoodwinked by the devil. Then you can have all this if you just bow down and worship me, Joseph. That's what she was saying. You can have all this if you just bow down and worship me. I'll give you this, I'll give you that. And in the end, yes, he did spend that time, down there in the jail where he had favor there too. Didn't matter where God put him, whether he was on top or underneath in the basement, in the dungeon. It didn't matter. He had favor wherever he was because God was with him. If you make your bed in hell, I'll be there. God was with him everywhere he went. So again, he's breaking these karmic cycles. He's breaking Jacob's curses. That spirit of lust. Yeah. And I know it's that because clarifying the bondage and fantasy, which is the devil and the Seven of Cups, we have how long? How long should God put up with your scorned attitude? How long will you lust after lies, crazed by illusions? Psalms 4:2. How long? That's the question of the hour, of the day, of the year. And if you're honest with yourself, it's probably your biggest fear. Let's take a look at your heart. Go for a walk through your mind and talk about the things you do to occupy your time. Don't be worried about me and maybe what I might think. I only look at you. God sees through us and his eyes don't blink. There ain't one single thing we could attempt to hide. God knows where the sun sits before it rises. God knows where this sun was sitting before he rose. Not just the sun in the sky, but we are that same. Those of us who are in Christ, like Christ, for Christ. Come on, the way, the truth, the light, all about that. Yeah, he knew where Joseph was sitting before he rose up to the occasion, before he answered the call to become debt free. See, he didn't owe nobody nothing, because he had said no to everything that the devil was offering him. Didn't matter what it was or how it came. He was making the right choices. No matter how much incubus and succubus was after him. We got nymph and we got vampire. When I think of nymph, I hear nymphomaniac. And then vampire, which is incubus, the nymph, it's an incubus. And then the vampire, who want to suck the life out of you, and not in a good way. The vampire. See? Two women on here, but it's just, we looking at the spirit of the thing. How long would you put up, how long should God put up with your scorn attitude? And how long would you lust after lies, crazed by illusions? Because this right here, it don't satisfy. Lust, it does not satisfy. We also have Clout Chaser came out. Past Life came out first. Then Breadcrumbing came out next. And then Clout Chaser. So this who we dealing with. This is what we dealing with. Right? Something from the past life. Past life. This whoever it was, the people, the places, yeah. You know. Whoever it was, whatever it was from a past life. It was breadcrumbing you. And this person did not love you, okay? Did not. Incubus, succubus. They did not love you. They just clout chasers. They just realized that you Joseph. Okay, and we know how many gifts Joseph had. He had a coat of many colors. He was multifaceted, unlimited, and when it came to being blessed and highly favored. So yeah, you had something for people to want to hang on to your coattail for clout chasing. Yeah. They hang on to people's coattails. They just along for the ride, for the attention. Okay, just to say they did. And then I know that you had something, because we got here Luxury Life, clarifying the clout chase of the past life and the breadcrumbing. Luxury Life. And what is this? Step beyond your comfort. Growth only happens outside the comfort zone. Embrace the discomfort. Embrace discomfort as a sign of progress. Embrace discomfort as a sign of progress. Growth only happens outside the comfort zone. And we see him about to step, two cards right here. Him about to step over the they both about to step over the threshold. Stepping out of the old, out of the past life. Out of who they used to deal with and be attracted to. Want them cups. Them cups used to be, let's see. Give me cup number 3. Okay? But now, we know better. We know pretty much no matter what flavor the drink is, that's what's in the cup. No matter what flavor the drink is, that's what's in the cup. We got this nymph and we got that vampire. Okay? Yeah. And they just, yeah. Roaming around, the nymph says. In the mundane world, now I roam. Inside this concrete jungle, where is my home? Yeah, wandering, looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Fantasy. So yeah, they both about to cross this threshold. After learning lessons. But embrace that discomfort, the discomfort of detoxing from toxicity. There's a discomfort that comes with that. But this is where we going, though. This is what's on the other side of that threshold. That luxury life. That luxury lifestyle where that inner start lining up with that outer. Or where that outer starts aligning or showing itself, where we can see what you look like on the inside. Comfortable wealth. See, that discomfort gonna lead to comfortable wealth. Indulgence. Now you can indulge. See, when God give it to you, now you can indulge because you let this go. Because you said no. I don't want to owe nobody nothing. I'm making no deals with no devils, incubus or succubus. I'm good. It says, enjoying rewards because I deserve it. God is rewarding you. He's rewarding us. Yeah, because we left the clout chasers in the past. We left that breadcrumbing. Lust is breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing, giving minimum attention. Now, they want all the attention. They want all the attention. That's what a clout chaser is. It says clout chasing is when someone sticks around for attention, visibility, or personal gain. They only pop up when it benefits them. They love the spotlight, but disappear when things get quiet. It's about being seen, not being solid. Riding on the coattails of others, name dropping to boost their profile, starting drama to get their audience's attention, posting stunts, doing foolish, dangerous things just to go viral. This is what this type is. And again, they breadcrumbing you, giving the minimal attention, but over here do anything for attention. Keeping options open. This breadcrumbing. Keeping options open. Breadcrumbing. Because you never know. Because you never know what might come along better than what I already got. They make breadcrumbing, making vague promises. See, that cup, you don't know. One of these cups is definitely poison, okay? Making vague promises, never committing fully. I don't know, it's just all up in the air, We'll just take things as they go and see what happens. Lust, not love, not the love of God, just lust. Clout chaser, doing anything for attention, fame hungry, desperate for followers, anything for a like, anything for a little bit of attention. Yeah, this is what you separated yourself from, walked away from, said no to. I want new. I want to honor my contract. I want to break these generational curses. I want to break them. It says, unbind inner chains. It says, your soul is ready to be free. Let go of self-imposed limitations and step into your power. Step into your power. Step into your destiny. You weren't meant to be breadcrumb. They thought. They thought that is not your portion, and you knew it. Deep down in your Noah, you too generous for it to be your portion. But they tried it. breadcrumb you with love, in the natural, breadcrumb you in the spirit. Okay? Half-ass there is what the cards say. Giving the minimum, keeping options open, just incubus, succubus, just there to suck you dry. Just there to, God say, how long should he put up with your scorn attitude? They the one with the scorn attitude, though. How long will you lust after lies and be crazed by illusion? But it's a question to ask yourself when you're getting ready to be debt free. Spiritually speaking. And definitely financially. It follows. Yeah. It's going to run down. It's going to run down into your life. Right into your life. But only because you said no. No, was probably married to this. They're looking all coupled up. You understand what I'm saying? And I say that because it probably wouldn't matter that much. Could be family too. Past life. Yeah, you might hear my young adults in the background. My daughter's home and they in there having a ball. So anyway, yeah. And then we got out here bad-mouthing each other. It's God's word, his message, his royal rule that takes a beating in this kind of talk. Because it said bad-mouthing each other. You're supposed to honor the message, not write graffiti all over it. God's in charge. Who are you to meddle in the destiny of others? So we have people who were meddling in the destiny, in your destiny. Writing graffiti over what was already, you understand what I'm saying, written. A way for you to go, a way for you to be. And you might have tried to share it, that way of being, that way of doing with these people. But they don't want that. They don't want that. They don't want to know about being generous and, sowing generously and reaping generously. But if you sow sparingly, guess what? You reap sparingly. This is what you get. So I hope you like it like that. Yeah, because that's what you sowed. Whether it was family members, whether it was a lover, whether it was a marital spouse, whatever, a job even. Whatever it was. But I do think that this is the relationship, and I do think that this is, yeah. These people was bad-mouthing you. You was trying to tell them, like Joseph was trying to tell his brothers what God had done showed him, what God had done said to him, and they was like, I don't want to hear that. So they writing graffiti over your life. And God said, he said, God's in charge. Who are you, meddler? Who are you to meddle in the destiny of others? Bad-mouthing each other, going back to Potiphar's wife, saying that he did something that he didn't do, and a bad something at that. He raped me. He tried to rape me. He tried to take advantage of me. Trying to, yeah, Joseph was literally the living word. Joseph is a type and shadow of Jesus Christ. He was living the life right. It's God's word, his message, his royal rule that's taking a beating in this kind of talk. And the kind of talk was lying and saying that his whole, everything that he was something that he was absolutely not. Absolutely not. Joseph was a man of integrity. Wanted to please God. Trying to do things right. But anyway, so we got this clout chaser. And there's a whole lot more I could say about that, but maybe we'll get back to it. We're going to keep on going right here with this unbind the inner chains. This is what you have to do. This is internal work. The inner chains. The chains are not external. They're internal. And it says you are ready to be free. Debt free. Karmically free. Spiritually free. Let go of these self-imposed limitations. Self-imposed. Yeah. Limitation. Choosing to believe BS. Crazed delusions. Lusting after lies. What wanting what not ain't even love. Okay? Crazed by illusions. Pragmatized. But right here underneath unbind chains, we got left out or protected. The evil, and this came out the other day, the evil of bad people leaves them out in the cold. The integrity of good people creates a safe place of protection. The integrity of good people creates a safe place of protection. You go into a safe place. You just look at it and it just look like he know he going up a yonder. We got a staircase up there, ain't nothing but sunshine and sunlight, like he coming out of the darkness into the marvelous light. And his life was definitely about to become marvelous. Yeah, his integrity created a safe place for him. And even though even though he was in a place that didn't seem safe, because he got people accusing him, of things, and his life is on the line. He literally went to jail, did some real time, football numbers, real time. But we said that he was yet by saying no to the enemy, by saying no to the Potiphar's wives, the Jezebel spirit. You know what I'm saying? They had a scorn attitude. How long should God put up with your scorn attitude? She wanted Joseph's head. And Potiphar put him in jail instead. But she wanted his head on a silver platter. Right here. But God kept him safe. His integrity created a safe place of protection in God. They could only do so much. You can't take his head, but you can put him down there, in the pit. Yeah, you could do that. Because I can bless him down there, but you can't touch him. You can't touch his soul. You can't take his life. Let's read about this scorn attitude, though, because we'll know what we're dealing with. We know we're dealing with clout chasers. People who just stick around for attention, visibility, and personal gain. People who love the spotlight but disappear when things get quiet. It's about being seen and not being solid. Okay, not being solid. Integrity, solid, pure gold. But the evil of bad people leaves them out in the cold. See, left out in the cold because you leaving, turning your back. I didn't turn my head, but I turned my back. And of course, the devil didn't like that because he couldn't see who was calling me out of what I was. Out of what I was. Out of what I was, okay, into all that I would be. He thought he had me down for the 1, 2, 3, but then my 911 went before the G. Hova, and it was over. Shema, the Lord appeared, and I was out of there, been redeemed. by the king. And oh yes, and he wasn't just redeemed by the king who was Pharaoh at the time. He was redeemed by God, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Say, you got to let him go. He has a destiny. He has a contract to fulfill. You got to let her go. She got something else to do than be around here tending to you and taking pictures and just looking the part. We have a seed to really part, okay? We have a job to really do. Instead of just being around here in La La Land, okay? With you. Crazy illusions. Lusting after lies. Okay, lusting after lies. When they say vague promises. Lusting after lies. But it ain't nothing but vague promises. Because this person ain't going to never commit fully. That could be family. That could be marriage. Okay? Yeah, all of that. You had people in your life that were going to never. They was going to always be this. Because they like it like that. A nymph just lusting after lies. Lie to me type of attitude. And then the vampire. In the night's embrace where desires ignite, my hunger keeps consuming all in sight. Yeah. Yeah. What we said? Keeps consuming all in sight, because lust ain't never what? It ain't never satisfied, because it's not real love. It's not solid. It just wants to be seen. It just want to tap in to the goal you got within you. Yeah. It's the evil of bad people that leaves them out in the cold. Have you turning your backs on them. In order to break those inner chains. Those inner chains, addiction, codependency, and avoidance patterns. Because you was dealing with dismissive avoidance. Over here, yeah. So let's just say God says, how long should I put up with your scorned attitude? So I looked up scorned attitude. A scorned attitude is a mindset characterized by deep contempt, looking down on others as if they are worthless, inferior, or beneath. That don't sound like the devil when they say he's always accusing the brethren, always looking down on us, always telling God about what we done did when he was the influencer of it. I'm just saying, you had people around you with this scorned attitude, and God is asking them, how long did you want Sequita to put up with your scorned attitude? When she trying to tell you, we don't need to be in debt. We need to be, we need to be debt free. You need to do things this way, because if not, that karma coming back around, gonna be looking you dead in the face. Yeah, clout chasing have consequences. Clout chasing have consequences. Giving sparingly has a consequence. You're going to reap sparingly too. Don't be looking for this. Don't be looking for this when you only gave that. Stop playing. God said, stop playing with me. Yeah, they over here bad-mouthing you with this scorned attitude. Instead of honoring the message that, they knew you were bringing. They knew it was from God. They knew. They knew you was trying to do right. Take everybody with you. Come on, y'all. Come on. We all can go. We all can have. We all can, indulge. God got plenty for everybody. But no, instead they're writing graffiti all over it. They mocking you. They scoffing at you. Yeah, how do I know that? Because that's what clout chasers do. A clout chaser represents the ultimate ego trap. Clout chasers prioritize external validation, material status, and the praise of others over internal truth. It reflects a spiritual void, indicating an attempt to fill an internal sense of worthlessness with the temporary superficial energy of attention. They want to feel an internal sense of worthlessness with the temporary superficial energy of attention. The trap of external validation. In spiritual philosophy, seeking attention or clout means you are giving away your personal power. By relying on the approval of strangers or popular figures to feel good, your inner peace becomes subject to the whims of others or social media algorithms. This is exactly what Joseph didn't do. If he was looking for clout, he would have got with old girl. Yeah, she was the one to get with. She was like, in his day, in his time where he was at, she was a celebrity. She was like a Beyonce, okay? She was a celebrity. So she felt like he should have felt honored, you know what I mean, to lie with her, okay? To come into her world, you know what I mean, and be crazy. She was trying to seduce him. Eat me up. Hold. It ain't about love. It's about you get to be with me now. Yeah, that external validation. But it was a trap. If he would have fell for it, it would have been a trap. The illusion of separation. Clout chasing operates on the illusion that you are separated from God and must take or manipulate your environment in order to be recognized. It replaces authentic connections and community with transactional relationships based on what you can gain from others. She was trying to gain something from Joseph, okay? Yeah, it was transactional. I'll do this for you, you do that for me. So this relationship that you was in, you know what I mean, these family members that you had to leave behind, that could have been that. Not really family, but transactional. You know you do this for me. You know I look to you for you to do that for me. Like you owe them something. When God is saying up here, be debt free from the powers that be. The poor are always ruled over by those, it says by the rich. So I'm going to just say wickedness in high places. So don't borrow, right? Don't become indebted. Don't give and take with them. And put yourself under their power. She would have, Joseph would have really been under her power if he had said yes. He would have really been under her power and really probably would have had lost his life. Okay, she would have had his head in more ways than one. Okay, but it says, yeah, it replaces that part, authentic connections. Joseph said no. He said no. Never would I do that. Your husband has entrusted me with everything. And basically, I've been integrous over it all. So I'm not going to stop now by touching you, by stealing you, by taking you. He had a contract to fulfill. And God allowed him to be in those situations, circumstances, dealing with those people, places, things, all that, because he knew he going to do the right thing. Even though he was in Egypt, even though nobody else was around, nobody was looking, nobody was watching, he could have got away with it if he didn't trust God. If he didn't trust God, that God was going to take care of him and give him what, you know what I'm saying, was due to him. He could have said, well, I might as well go in, I could clout chase him. He could have just been a clout chaser and been like, I can make my life easy. I take care of her. She gonna take care of me royally. And nobody will know, because she ain't gonna tell nobody. Or would she? Okay, when she got done with you, she would have told it all. She the bad mouth you. You honored her by not dishonoring her, by not sleeping with her, by not going along with what, you know what I'm saying, she was offering. Yeah, if Joseph would have did that, he'd have been on borrowed time. He would have put himself under her power, under, Egypt's power, Egypt's rule, however they deal with stuff like that. He would have been under the power of that. But thank God, he honored the contract. He learned the lessons. He didn't do what Jacob did. He learned the lessons from Jacob. Also wrestled with God. Remember? He wrestled with God, with the demons, with the angel of, karmic debt. We say, Lord, I ain't going to let go till you bless me, till you change my name, till you make me new. So everything even Jacob did, here Joseph is paying it off. Doing it right, doing it different, doing it better. Clearing all that karmic debt so his children don't have to reap from what he had sown. So we got these, it was something I was going to get to with this. It says disconnected from purpose, disconnection from purpose, clout chase. All this is under clout chasing. Disconnection from purpose. So people who are clout chasers are disconnected from their purpose. From a spiritual perspective, true fulfillment comes from knowing your inner self and pursuing your soul's actual purpose. Not a quick round in the sheets, okay? Joseph was after his true fulfillment. Knowing his inner self, knowing who he was, even though he was being accused of being everything but a child of God, he still kept that spiritual perspective. He still wanted to fulfill his true purpose. He knew himself internally. Down there looking like a whole criminal on death row. But he never stopped, knowing. He just stuck with, I know who I am. I know God want to use me. I'm just going to keep swimming, keep going. Following, just going with the flow. Okay, we're going down here now. Okay. I'm trusting God that, there's going to come a day and a time when I will have done everything he required of me to do in order to be debt free from the powers that be. It says your soul, it says clout chasing distorts this by shifting your focus to an artificial performative identity designed to trick others into admiring you. Joseph, he definitely had the opportunity to do that. Yeah. Be artificial and performative in his identity. Design something to trick others into admiring him. He had the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Well, he could have fixed it up like that, had them all eating out the palm of his hand, but it was about being integrous. Creating a safe place of protection internally so that his soul would be saved from these powers that be. Yeah. It says karmic consequences. Spiritual teachings such as karma emphasize that intentions dictate your reality. Actions driven by ego, by the ego's desire, Actions driven by the ego's desire to manipulate others for personal gain typically generate low vibrational energy. This creates a continuous cycle of needing more and more attention, leading to deep spiritual exhaustion. Okay, you just chained. You just bound. You just and still empty. Because remember, you only reaping what you sowed. You only reaping what you sowed. You want to be seen? You will be. But not in the way you want it to be. Craving these illusions. God is out here exposing the truth. Every day, all the time. It's out here. No place to hide. Okay? For those that want to be seen and want to do things for the wrong reasons. There's a karmic consequence. And the price you pay is a continuous cycle of needing more and more attention, leading to a deep spiritual exhaustion. Now, moving away from the trap. To avoid this dynamic, many spiritual practices advocate for Jesus chasing or inner seeking over clout chasing. Okay, that inner seeking. In order to break those inner chains, you gotta inner seek and realize what chains need to be broken. Realize what you don't want to be chained to anymore. Who you don't want to be codependent on. You don't want to be codependent on these people. No more. So you said, okay, I'll be discomfort for a little bit so that I can eventually indulge in the life that God has planned for me. Always had it planned. Joseph was living good, honey. Forever. For the rest of his life. For a long, 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 long time. He left here and it was good. When he left here, he left good. Okay? Yeah. All because he grew. Embraced the discomfort as a sign of progress. Okay? Because the deeper you go, the higher you really going. And he was going, yeah, he was in a pit. The bottom. Okay? He reaches to the lowest valley. He was in the bottom. Dealing with people who got a scorn attitude, clout chasers, and you hear all of this that I'm telling you. It's full of poo. A lot of work to do. Giving away their power. Reaping that. Because you done gave it all away. Trying to be seen. Trying to be known. Instead of just waiting your turn. Waiting on your time. Doing the real work. Dealing with what it really is. And what it ain't. To avoid this dynamic, many spiritual practices advocate for Jesus chasing or inner seeking over clout chasing. This involves shifting the focus to authenticity, embracing who you are without needing a spectator or someone to see you as you truly are. See, Joseph didn't argue with them about who he truly was. He didn't tell them about the dream that God had given him. None of that. He just stayed solid, knowing who he was, knowing who God had already told him he was. and waited on it to be revealed in God's timing. Intrinsic value means recognizing that your worth is inherent. You were born worthy. You were born worthy to the one who created you. Your worth isn't something that needs to be earned or performed. It says, be present in Christ's presence. Live in the moments of happiness, joy, and peace. That's his presence, happiness, joy, peace in the Holy Ghost. You know what I'm saying? It's like that is the presence of God, the God I serve. And when I am just present in his presence, as he created me to be, Joseph was sticking out like a sore thumb, different from everyone else in his world, in this world that he lived in. But he just kept being who he was. Yep. Rather than curating a public image, is what it says. Yeah. Rather than curating a public image like he could have. He had the opportunity to do that. It was being offered to him. Hey, I can get you to the top if you go down. So this scorn attitude, it says a mindset characterized by deep contempt, looking down on others as if they are worthless, inferior, or beneath. It's using mockery, sarcasm, or eye-rolling to show blatant disrespect. It usually occurs when someone feels intensely rejected. They harbor bitter feelings over a perceived past wrong, sometimes leading to a desire for revenge, which is exactly what Potiphar's wife did. Yeah, she wanted revenge. She was harboring bitter feelings that he did her wrong because he turned her down, when really he was honoring her. But she didn't care nothing about honor. I want them crazed illusions. I'm craving after those illusions. I want you to be my fantasy, okay? I want you to play your role. I want to be the nymph and you be the vampire. Yeah. So she over here scorn. Mindset. It says it's a mindset. Yeah. And she was definitely mocking him and being sarcastic and rolling her eyes, and the revenge was, I want his head. Don't want me. You don't want to be fooled up with me. You don't. She didn't want him to have nothing, not even life. She wanted his life. You're not going to give me your life. Not going to share your life with me. You don't want me in your life. Then I don't want you to have a life. This is the scorn attitude. And God is saying, how long? How long should God put up with your scorn attitude? How long will you lust after lies? Crazed by illusion. Psalms 4 and 2. They say that Joseph was a type and shadow of Christ. Looked like it. I believe that, but I'm just saying the evidence is there. Because he was basically crucified for something that he didn't do. Persecuted. And was perfect. We're talking about Christ and Joseph. Didn't step out of line at all. Really doing the dang thing. Really living by example. But guess what, y'all? So yeah, he ends up in the pit. But because he ended up in the pit, the whole while he's breaking them chains. By not doing things the way that they had been done. The way his daddy probably would have did them. He broke them chains. with his mother. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, karmic debt. And so it said the evil of bad people leaves them out in the cold. Joseph left her out in the cold. He left hell. Say when hell freezes over, yeah. Left her out and yeah, she just felt so insulted. These people you dealing with, they feel so insulted. That you are not, that ignoring all of this. What they really about. What it's really about. What they want you to, be chained to, bound to. They are furious that this ain't enough. They furious that you want more. That you know you deserve more. That you walked away knowing that you deserve more. God got way more for me than this. I'm going to get that real. I'm going to get that real thing. I'm going to be comfortable in my wealth. Because I ain't got to be looking over my shoulders. Wouldn't if somebody going to come and take it from me. Or if the rug going to be snatched from me. It's solid. Because you did the work. You embraced the discomfort. And saw it as a sign of progress. Looked like he was going down. Down in the pit. Indefinitely down there. He was down there for some years before his name got called. Before it was his turn. But the deeper we go, Jesus went all the way to hell. And then ascended with all power in his hands. No name above his name. And all because he turned his back. Turned his back on the devil. Right? Then after that, right here, it says, do I want to talk more about that and go this way? Oh, yeah, I do. Because clarifying this right here, the nymph and the vampire, is Archangel Michael. And it says, give me the courage of God and the guidance of God whenever I'm faced with difficulty. Joseph had to have the courage of God, okay, of Jesus Christ himself, to face what he faced without the fear, to the point where he could actually walk out the destiny. Must be destined for me to go down here in this pit, go to jail. He didn't try to fight him. He didn't try to, you know what I'm saying, make deals, none of that. Give me the courage of God and the guidance of God whenever I'm faced with difficult situations. It says removing fear, protection, justice, strength. Okay? This is what Archangel Michael is bringing to us as we deal with these demons, incubus and succubus. It's always lusting after lies and crazed illusions. Crazed by illusions. Crazed. That vampire crazed by illusions. No, it ain't the truth. But you crazy over it anyway. No, it ain't real. No, it's fake. No, it's fantasy. God want to know how long should he put up with you. All of that. And after the unbinding the inner chains by leaving bad people, the evil of bad people, that's very important. The evil of bad people out of the cold, because you're walking the path of integrity, creating a safe place of protection for yourself. Right here, creating a safe place. Archangel Michael is there. Yeah, you covered. He helping you because got to. This is demonic. This is demonic. These demons are real. They really had you chained internally. You had something to break. This is generations of this. Every generation, every marriage, getting breadcrumb, never getting to the life of luxury. Just selling for breadcrumb and what it looked like. Yeah, you breaking that. And we got boundaries by setting them boundaries. Saying no firmly. Okay, Joseph had to say no to Potiphar's wife. No, I will not. Protecting your peace. Setting limits clearly. Okay, drawing a line in the sand. Enough is enough. Now you going too far. No, ma'am, I can't help you. Okay, and saying it like a soldier. Because you know what is written and you living out what's already been written. Some lessons were written before you arrived. Facing them now. Saying no to them now. Completes the soul agreement. You got an agreement, a contract in your soul that you said I will come here and say no. Not going that far now. That ain't enough is enough now. You asking for too much. Yeah, you challenged it. That's not what's written. That's not what, and stood on it like a soldier, solid. Yeah. Ran from it like Joseph did. Ran from it. Run, don't look back. Run, don't look back. You better run. Run for your life. Run. Don't look back. Yeah, this is what you had to do. Yeah. Say no. Yeah. That research, going within. Studying your inner self. This is who you are. You're not Jezebel. You're not Jezebel. You're a modern day Eve that's been redeemed by the King. You're a bride of Christ. Yeah. You're not living life selfish. You're living it selfless love, nurturer, a source of life, not death. If Joseph would have said yes to what she wanted him to agree to, it would have been death for him and her. Source of life, maternal patience, comforter. Yeah, this what you like. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm on this type of time. Trying to be there to the world. Nurture the world. As much of the world as God give me. Gave Joseph all of Egypt. For himself, to pour his selfless love into. To nurture. To be a source of life. Because there was a famine in the land. And the famine really was, there wasn't nobody really living in the level of integrity like Joseph was. Yeah, this was a new thing. More than anything. He was a source of life because he showed them. God had given him the blueprint and the plan on how to, prepare for this famine that was coming, so they would be what? Living in luxury. They the only ones that got it. Because Joseph had it on the inside and didn't sacrifice it and didn't just let the devil just, eat it up. He had the courage of God. He had the guidance of God to face the difficult situation of famine in the land. And that brought comfort. Yeah. Joseph knew this was all an experiment. Life. It's an experiment. Just trying stuff out. See where we go. See what happens. But at the same time, I have a goal. Okay? Devil not finna beat me. He ain't about to beat me out of what's written. I'm finna be loyal, honorable, and everything else. Because I know what? King of Cups. God is watching. The sun sees. Okay? All. God knows where the sun sits before it rises. You under the cover. He sees you. Back turned deep in the corner. He knows you. And those sweet nothings you whispered, he heard you. Surprised why? Before you came to be, he knew what you would do. That's why this question comes not to haunt, but to rescue. Okay? Tell me. What are you gonna do with what you're doing now? Can't do for you what it's been doing. What are you gonna do with what you're doing now? Stops doing for you what it's been doing. What are you gonna do with what you're doing now? Can't do for you what it's been doing. What are you gonna do when who you're doing now just don't do it for you like they used to? Huh? What are you gonna do? Yes. Better do the right thing. Better do that inner work so you can break these chains of repeating the cycles that got you around here scorned. Mad with yourself. Be mad with yourself. You the one keep making those choices. You the one loving it. You loved along and lust after lies. You love a little bit. You love a little bit. Just a little tension. That's enough for you. That's enough to get your little attention. You good with that. But Joseph say, I want some more. God, Jesus, what you got in that cup? Give me that life. That living water. That well, from that well that don't run dry. Yeah. That King of Cups says a mature leader balances feelings and intellect, maintaining grace in the face of turbulence. Remember? Right here. God, give me the courage of God and the guidance of God whenever I'm faced with difficult situations. Okay? Remove the fear. Let me know I'm protected. Protect me. And bring justice. Don't let them do whatever they want to do. Because I'm choosing to follow you. Right here. And yes, that's it. Because clarifying athlete. This is what I could clarify. Athlete. I was like, what is that? What is that? And it says the fool's calling you to a new adventure. So it's like a fool card. And it says it's time to escape. Okay, escape. You running something. It's time to escape from the confines of ruts and routine. Okay, he coming from out of the darkness. Escaping. It's time to escape the confines. Escape from the confines of ruts and routines. Doing the same thing over and over again, getting the same results. Dealing with the same people. You know, you ain't gonna get no more than what you see there. Because they ain't got it. They ain't got it in here. They don't have it up here. They don't even know what they're looking at. They're looking at God's word. Hear his messages. Recognize that you are royal. In your spirit, in your soul. And they know that because that's why they want to incubus and succubus you. But then want to badmouth it. Want to write graffiti all over it. We're going to write a rapist on his. We gonna write a whore on her. No, we coming out of that. Routines, ruts, and routines. It's time to escape from the confines of ruts and routines. There's a need to take risk. Plunge into what you're afraid of. What makes life worth living for you? Throw your name in the hat, even if others think you're foolish for trying. Take actions toward your goals and don't overthink it. Just begin. The momentum will follow. Leap into the unknown of possibilities. See, possibilities. We don't see what he going up there in there too. It's just possibilities. Endless though. Look, endless possibilities. Joseph was not limited, okay? When he became second in command, yeah, he was not limited. Unlimited. Unlimited life is what God is offering us when we step outside of this comfort zone where we done got comfortable. Okay? And he says, how long? How long? You gonna do that? For. And he's calling us. Zion is calling me to a higher place of praise, to stand upon the mountain and magnify his name, telling all the people in every nation that he reigns. Zion is calling me to a higher place of praise. Yeah. When he get up here, after coming from down here, out of this darkness, yeah, he gonna have something to talk about. A higher place of praise. God brought me from all the way down there, where they intended on forgetting about me. But yes, God delivered me from it. Called me out of it. Called me out of it by name. God's got a blessing with your name on it. And it's you. Yeah. A sign of what it looks like to be free. Debt free. Free from the powers that be. You don't need to borrow nothing from nobody. Huh? You ain't under nobody's power. Huh? You don't owe you don't owe them nothing but to love them. You don't owe nobody nothing. Okay? Because it was God that brought you out. You and him. From the inside out. You challenging yourself. Challenging yourself. Following the orders of what has already been written before you came. Some lessons were written before you arrived. Yeah. You said no and put up boundaries where you needed to, where it was hard to. Yeah, you had to come out of your comfort zone in order to do this. Step beyond the comfort. Growth only happens outside of the comfort zone. Joseph could have got real comfortable with what, Potiphar and his wife was offering him. But no, he challenged it instead. The soldier in him, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone. Breadcrumbs. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. That's what you live by. And living by that is an integrity that creates a safe place of protection for you. Good people. Good people. You good people. Joseph was good people. Had to run for his life. Yeah, but he's coming to a new adventure. And you are too. Divine Feminine. in whatever part of you is divinely feminine. Okay? How about that? Yeah. Like Christ. Yeah. Christ was definitely in his divine feminine energy, just receiving, just allowing. That second coming though, like where he at now, that's that lion. Okay, but when he was first here the first time, he was humble. He was receptive. God, whatever you say, whatever you want, not my will, your will be done. And that's how the same way Joseph was. Same way those of us who are like him in this day, in this hour, you know what I'm trying to say. If this message for you, that's what we doing too. Okay, God. God ain't it? Okay, what is it? Well, we moving on from that. We leaving that behind. Okay, where we going next? The fool's calling you to a new journey, to a new adventure. A freedom. Yeah. And then clarifying the mother is Lady Justice. Lady Justice. With that karma again. This is karmic debt. Being free from the powers that be. Somebody, it is finished. Okay? It is finished. God has done wiped that slate clean. Huh? He coming through with that new life. That life and that life more abundantly. That you might have life and life more abundantly. Not chained and bound. With clout chasing you. Lady Justice, walking karma, represents the spiritual, often slow unfolding of cause and effect, where energetic balance is restored and personal accountability is realized. It's the inevitable movement of action returning to their source, not for punishment, but for spiritual learning. Some lessons were written before you arrive. All this is for spiritual learning. Not for punishment, but for spiritual learning. It's perfect will and not sin. Yeah, because it's for spiritual learning. And right here we got the pumpkin patch. And it says, you will only taste the sour if you don't seek for the sweet. Share your fruits wisely, lest you sow regrets too deep. Okay, so warning. Told you run, don't look back. Call on Archangel Michael. Yeah, he got a host of angel, a whole army of angels. Okay, but Archangel Michael is showing up like you gonna need some help. I got your back, because you gonna need it. With all this right here. Nymphomaniacs and vampires and the devil himself, okay, with all his fantasies and offers. And this pumpkin patch, okay? You will only taste the sour. You know, in other words, this will be all you experience if you don't know that life could be sweeter. With you being debt free from the powers that be. Because you connected to Christ. Because you walking in integrity. But you'll only taste the sour. You'll only taste what's sour if you don't seek for the sweet. The sweet life. Share your fruits wisely. Joseph, share your fruits wisely, Joseph. Don't let her have your banana. Share your fruits wisely. Keep your cherries to yourself. Share your fruits wisely, lest you sow regrets too deep. Sow regrets too deep. Be chained forever, bound forever. Lady Justice. Lady Justice. She said, yeah, I'm about to balance these scales. I'm finna walk through whatever I gotta walk through and come out as pure gold. Okay? Yeah, because I know what goes around comes around. Clarifying the King of Cups. It says, share what's good with others. Okay, that's what they're going back to get about. Share your fruits wisely. Share what's good with others who are good. Sharing what's good with others who are good. It says, share the godly parts of yourself with those who are worthy to abide in your world. Okay? Pure heart to pure heart. Who's deserving? That's the question. Who's deserving of your fruits, of your goodness? Mother? Okay, soldier of your protection. With Archangel Michael got your back like that. Who's deserving of that? This is not deserving of that, okay? That's not deserving of that. This either. Not deserving. Okay? Who's loyal? Who's honorable? Who's also selflessly loving, also nurturing, who also is a source of life. Okay? Who else has maternal patience? Who else is comforting? Integrous? Who else selflessly serves? Who else is honorable, loyal? A guardian of the world that y'all living in. Who else? Find them and share your godly parts, the Christ in you with them. Share your godly parts, the godly parts of yourself with those who are worthy to abide in your world. Everybody else, boundaries. Boundaries. Okay? Yeah, because we done did a lot of work to be free. So people coming with that, you can't come with me. You like owing people? Yeah, no. No. Nope. You love craving, you crazed by illusions? You lusting after lies? Can't come, can't go. No. It's a no, a firm no. They say it got to be a firm no. Firm. Yeah, firm. Archangel Michael, hell no. Yeah. That's what you're doing. You telling hell no. You know that it's some sweet. You just got to wait for it. Let God bring it to you. Clarifying the King of Cups and maturity, growing up, maturity, learning the lessons, maturity. Is not lusting after lies. Maturity is not doing that. Maturity is not crazed by illusions. It's not. Codependent, addicted, seductions in its shadow all the time. Just live there and loving it. Crazed by illusions. Yeah, you stuck. You stuck. But here we are again with another fool card. Different deck, different, you understand what I'm saying? Saying the same thing. Right here it says disarm the fear. Disarm it. Because you done paid your debts. Fear limits your potential. Release it and step into your power with confidence. Fear limits your potential. Release it. See, these people here, they scared to give. And if you bound to that, you're going to be limited too. Scared to live in the real world. They prefer living in that realm of fantasy and darkness. They don't want to be out in the light. They don't want to be living out in the light under the sun. No, they would rather be in the darkness, in the dark, in the depths, in the deep. But it says disarm the fear. That's what you had to do. Disarm the fear. Fear limits your potential. Release it. You had to release it. Walk away from it. Say no to it. In order to be free. In order to step into your power with confidence. Okay, now it says, and then next, you got the Queen of Wands. Step into your power with confidence. Own your past. Own it. We gonna own it. That used to be us and what we liked. Oh, stop playing with me. Used to be me and what I liked. Okay? Chase me. Lie to me. Lusting after them lies. But not no more. And we can own our past. It says you can rewrite the past. But you can't. You can't rewrite the past. Okay, so we done been there, we done that. We admitting that. You can't rewrite the past. My people come from that. You can't rewrite the past, okay? But you can change how it shapes you. Embrace your choices and let them become your wisdom. Embrace your choices and let them become. You got choices. You don't have to pick this cup. You don't have to take what he offering. Right? So we're going to embrace the choices that we do have. To answer our calling to a new adventure, even though we have a past and a dark one at that. It's okay, because we walking in the light. We walking literally with the light, okay, with the Son of the living God. Yeah, it's all good. Been there, done that, went through there, child. And took a leap of faith, made a different decision, and now here I am, doing this. Influence, it says, your magnetic energy attracts admiration and opportunities. Come on, new opportunities. Step into your power, though. Leave that comfort zone, though. Cross that threshold of faith. Step into your independence instead of codependence. Instead of being codependent, we decided to be independent. Charismatic. And all of that is leading to you being magnetic. That means everything like you're going to draw it to you. Everything you done sold, you finna be reaping. Okay? Yeah. All because you stepped up some boundaries, went into solitude, looked at yourself, the deepest, darkest, yes, from the inception, since you first got here, looked at yourself, everything, all of that, how it came to be. Dealt with it though. Was resilient through it. Joseph was resilient through everything he went through. Stood 10 toes down. The Nine of Wands says, the battle isn't over, but you've already proven you have what it takes to endure until the end, until your change comes. Instead of taking a shortcut. Because it was offered by incubus or succubus, a nymph and a vampire. Boundaries, guarded. Yeah, guarded against all of that. We ain't doing that no more. No. Paid my dues, did my time. And now you in this, okay? Wise man energy, this elder. Same thing. This is the graduation. This is what Joseph came into, is what you coming into. Because you sold kindness every time you could. It says, don't believe it, just watch. Give yourselves over to God. Turn your backs on what the world swears is a sure thing. Turn your back on what the world swears is a sure thing. Ignore what the world worships. Nothing and no one comes close to God. Okay? You talking about didn't turn my head, but I turned my back, and he didn't like that because he couldn't see who was calling me out of what I was into all that I would be. That's what that is. You changed your mind. You gave yourself over to God. You turned your back on what the world swore. This is the thing. This is the this. This is the that. We see it everywhere. Advertisement. You ain't got this, you ain't got that, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. Crazed illusions and lusting after lies is all it is. You traded all that in to create kindness. Kindness in the world that you live in. Every act of kindness shifts something, somewhere. Be the reason someone feels hope again. Joseph was the reason that Pharaoh could feel hope. The whole world. Everything around them. He was the reason. His kindness created change. All over his world. All over the world he lived in. Yeah, he stepped up and he influenced the entire situation. Ex-convict Joseph was. Been to jail, did real time. But he didn't allow it to make him become bitter. Guarded, yeah. Protective, because Archangel Michael is here telling you, you better protect, or he gonna run roughshod over you, or these spirits of incubus and succubus gonna get you. Every time. So you got to keep that in mind. Know what it look like. Know what it is like. So you can know what to put the hand up to. Know what you will and won't do. Know what you saying yes to, and yeah. What ain't going to do it for you? That ain't going to work for me. That's not going to work for me. And I know why. Because karma is a what? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get over here in solitude and do something else with myself, okay? I'm going to give myself over to God. I'm going to turn my back on what the world swears is a sure thing. I don't care if there ain't nobody else doing it. I'm going to ignore what the world worships. I don't care if I'm the only one doing it. Joseph was the only one doing this. Because he knew nothing and no one comes close to God. Next card says, step into divine timing. That's what Joseph did. He stepped into divine timing. It was his time. When they called his name, he was sent for, called upon by name. When the baker told them, I know a man that told me about my dreams. Maybe he could tell you about yours. Called for, sent for. Divine timing. Okay? Tick-tock. Time to honor that contract. What's meant for you won't pass you by. When you're protected. When you done created a safe place of protection for yourself by being integrous, by staying ready. Ready to answer God, ready to move, ready to be where he wants you to be. If he had been decided to be with Potiphar's wife, he wouldn't have been in a position because you wouldn't have had no head. She'd have turned on you when the lust ran out, when she was sick of you, when it wasn't doing it for her no more, and then you'd have been beheaded. Because she would have still told on you. Bad mouth you. She would have still bad mouthed you. Yeah. When you wasn't benefiting her no more. Yeah. But he was ready to step into divine timing. And the protection is that what was meant for him would not pass him by. Trust the delays, Joseph. Trust the delays. They're aligning your path. Trust the delays. This was a delay. Fooling with all this was a delay. But it's aligning. Look here. It's giving you something to talk about today. Might have been a delay, but it's all you talking about today. Okay? Yeah, that timing is on time. God is an on time God. And then clarifying step into your divine timing is ascended and standing in the presence of God. The clean-handed, the pure-hearted, men who don't cheat, and women who don't seduce. God is at their side. With God's help, they make it. See, that's what Joseph. He couldn't be somebody who was cheating the system. Yeah. Or, seducing. Incubus, succubus. He had to be clean-handed. Okay, I will not touch you. My master has put everything in my hands. And I have not mishandled it. Okay? He had to be clean-handed and pure-hearted. Men who don't cheat. Women who don't seduce, who won't seduce. God is at their side. And with God's help, Archangel Michael, they make it. Ugh. With God's help, they make it. Psalms 24, 3 and 4. 3 through 4. Yeah. And now you ascended right here. And standing in the presence of God. Clean-handed. Pure-hearted. Yeah. Clean-handed, debt-free. Debt-free. Yeah. Debt-free, clean-hearted, pure-hearted, pure-hearted, pure-hearted. Handle it just like God wanted you, did just what God wanted you to do with it. Handle it just like he wanted you to handle it. Yeah. Nothing nobody could say about it. That's why you're getting all this elevation. Time. It's time. It's time. And then clarifying these cards right here, it says heal the attachment wound. Your worth is not tied to being needed. Codependency. Let go of proving your value just to be. Let go of proving your value to freaking clout chasers, attention seekers. People ain't got nothing to give you no way. If they knew your value. Yeah. Jezebels. Incubus, succubus. Ahabs. Heal. With all that being said, it ought to be real easy for you to heal them attachment, break free. Go from this to that. Heal those attachment wounds. Because your worth is not tied to being needed. Let go of proving your value. Just be. Okay? Just be. Just be. Not doing all this no more. We're free from that. Free from that. Because when you borrow their attention even, you put yourself underneath their power. When you borrow their attention, when you want to please people, when you want to please people. You know the vampire ain't never satisfied. He's never satisfied. Vampires are never satisfied. They have an empty hole inside of them, okay? Empty hole. Hell ain't never full. Never satisfied. Always want some more. And at the end of the day, it's going to be scorned anyway. It's going to be scorned. It's going to have a scorned attitude. It's going to have a scorned attitude at the end of the day anyway. You're not going to be able to please it. So go ahead and heal. Walk away. All that you've been carrying, they ain't got it. You're not going to get it. They don't have it. Go ahead and ascend. Come into everything God got for you. Come into all He created you to be. Wisdom bearer, experience, tradition, kindness, health. Yeah, all that's good. All that's good is in God. Your relationship with God. Come into it. Come into it. It says release the soul burden. What you carry in silence still shapes your path. Speak it, feel it, and finally let it go. It says clear the negative energy. Negative energy keeps you stuck. Clear it and create space for the positive flow of life. And then it says shape your future. You are the creator of your future. Make choices that reflect your highest self. That's what Joseph had to do. Make choices that reflect your highest self. Okay? Walking away is a choice that reflects your highest self. I know that there's more than this. I know there's more than this. This is nothing. I don't even see this as something no more. And this ain't never been nothing. But you tied yourself to it. You connected yourself to it. Marriage, friendship, business, whatever, however. Break it. Break it from the inside. Get away from it. God got better for you. Okay? Rewire. Rewire the way you love. When pain becomes the pattern in love, it's time to relearn connection. Begin again differently. Rewire the way you love. Might have run in your family for years till it got to you. We are rewiring. We are rewiring, okay? Rewiring what is written. Yes, rewiring, rewiring based on what is written. Based on, yeah, Jesus got us a whole new, He done showed us a whole new blueprint. Whole new blueprint. I don't know where that card at. But we doing it different. Oh, there he is. He's already up there. Yeah, we doing it different. We influencing based on what is written. That maturity. Yeah, from a place of maturity, not immaturity. Yeah, independence, not codependence. And we challenging everything that's not like it, that want us to go the other way, do the other thing. Yeah, all the evil of bad people, we challenging that. Because we know what it is and what it's supposed to be and who we're supposed to be. Okay? We know who we are and the one that validates us. So let them tell, bear, backbite, walk in strife. Let them have the scorn attitude. It's okay. It's okay. Do what you do. Say what you say. Go ahead and hate on me, hater. Joseph was not worrying about what nobody else behind him down there in the dark was saying about him walking into this, answering this call, honoring this contract that was written before he even arrived. He didn't care. And that broke the chains. You rewired the way you love, the way you receive love. Yeah. Now you out here okay with being the black cat. It's okay. I like it like that. I like it like that. Yeah, you like it like that. Seat for one. Seat for one. Yeah. We good. Okay. I still got all the good stuff. The grace, the mystery. Yeah. My spiritual abilities. Yeah. Joseph still had his spiritual abilities, okay? His ability to interpret dreams. Grim Reaper is here. And you know what I feel like? That was right up underneath Queen of Wands. And I just feel like you, Joseph, you know, just coming into himself, that's death to everything else. It's just death to everything else. Yeah. Because Joseph, his coat was made of many colors, you know. His personality, the essence of himself. And he was painting, he was showing out, okay? Giving God the glory and showing all of what he could do to be able to feed as many people, to organize that whole, it was the first welfare system, what Joseph did. First welfare system. A sensation. Sensational. But he was serving the Father, not just Pharaoh. He was serving his father. Even Joseph, even Jacob, because Jacob had told him, had taught him. He was still living by what had been written on his heart by his father. And it made him a socialite, able to get along with anybody, everybody. In the pit, yeah, he didn't have no trouble when he was down there either. Okay? With the heathens, with the hoodlums, with the low vibrationals. Okay? God, he still had favor with God no matter where he went. He was still at the top of that bottom. Even when he was down there. You could not put the elevation of himself, the part of him that was just lifted up in God. You know what I'm saying? Integrous, solid. No matter where you put him, you weren't going to put that light out. You weren't going to put that light out. Yeah. Yeah. What was for him was for him. You weren't going to put him down to the point where he didn't, okay, it's time to go. I know it's time to go. I know in my Noah, it's time to go. I'm free, debt free, don't owe nobody nothing. They done called my name, and I'm out. I'm ready to play the game. What we doing next? I'm ready to go. What adventure? What you got for me? What's the next assignment? Yeah. And people, they say you're a madman. What you doing? You eccentric, you know. Even with the Queen of Wands here in the black cat, child, what are you? What are you? What is it? And you like, look here. Can you see that? Everything inside this dusty frame will bless his name. That's what you done decided. Everything. I'm not finna be ashamed of nothing. I'm gonna own that past. Everything inside this dusty frame will bless his name. Lord, I won't forget. I won't forget what he's done for me. What he's done for me. His benefits forever in my memory. Yes, his benefits are forever in my memory. Fred Hammond. Yeah. Say what you want to say about it. It's social. Yeah, it's eccentric. Nobody believes it that God would use her to do this. Okay? Never thought she'd be doing that. Okay? But go ahead and blink. Pinch yourself because you ain't hardly sleeping through this. Okay? It's happening. It's happening. And we're clear. Everything's been clear and released. We're free indeed. He who the Son sets free, who the Son sets free, is free indeed. Yeah, now we just basking in that sun. Okay, like a sunflower. Yeah, just blooming and basking and celebrating and charismatic about it because we're free. Finally. Joseph waited a long time, but finally we're free. Free to be. Free to have life and that life more abundantly. Jesus uses the image of living water to represent the Holy Spirit who empowers believers with God's life and his spirit of life. What? Give me the courage, Archangel Michael. Give me the courage of God and the guidance of God whenever I'm faced with difficult situations. Nobody else had the answers. Joseph had the answers. God gave him the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding of what to do in a very difficult time. So difficult, it had the president of Egypt, the king of Egypt, the Lord of Egypt, sleepless nights, tormented by dreams. But here come Joseph, ready to let God have his way, going up there with courage, going up there knowing that God is guiding him. Whatever difficult situation this is up here, God, I know you're going to give me the answer. God was like, Joseph, you are the answer. You are the answer. You don't come up from the bottom. Now you're here. Before it was all said and done, his whole team was there. His daddy, his brothers, he done forgave them. It was all good. Most people wouldn't have took that chance to face Pharaoh in that way, you know. But Joseph embraced it like a madman. The difficulties, the famine, the dream itself, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. The king was just a nightmare. Over and over again. But Joseph came along, coat of many colors. Everything is, his father in heaven and his father on earth. Faced it and found the answer within. But he said it is God that gives interpretation. It's God that's going to tell me what to do. Okay, in this difficult situation. That's going to balance these scales, huh? That's going to balance these scales. Yeah, I'm going to come up with something real fair. the integrity that's inside of me is going to create a safe place of protection for everybody. Okay. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And I will see you next time.